So welcome back guys to We Talk Boxing, and in this video I'm going to be talking about Conor Benn and his up and coming fight this weekend versus pretty much an unknown to me, a Rodolfo Orozco. Probably butchered his name right there, but it is what it is. As I said, an unknown guy in my eyes, but this is what it is. It's a short notice fight and pretty much just a get me back into the ring type of fight. Um, and yeah, it's quite controversial. Obviously, Conor Benn still hasn't kind of cleared his name, according to quite a few publications, Talk Sport commentators, and everyone else really. So it's quite a tricky and sticky situation, but it is what it is, and this fight will be shown live on the Zone, and it's taking place in Orlando, Florida. So it's not going to be taking place in here in the UK due to the British Board of Boxing not giving Conor Benn his license and them guys pursuing him, because obviously they would like to do a hearing in regards to the whole situation, and like the likelihood after that hearing is that Conor Benn will get a ban. But potentially, it's sticky, as I said. But this fight is taking place in Orlando, Florida. I'm unsure if it is obviously the main event or if it's just on the undercard. I don't really know too much about it. Conor Benn a couple of weeks ago he was there live for Liam Smith versus Chris Eubank, and he did mention during a couple of interviews that he was looking likely to be out on the 23rd of September, and then he came out a week later, did another interview and said the same sort of thing, and here we are. I think the fight got announced yesterday, and yeah, and he stuck to his words. Yes, he is out, and it's against a nobody in my eyes, but a nobody with a quite good resume, like a good record. This guy, Rudolph Orkoza, probably butchered it again, has a record of 32 wins with 24 KOs to his name, 3 losses and 3 draws. Now, according to BoxRec, this guy is ranked 210th in the world, the 21st best Mexican boxer. But majority of his fights have been fought, well, all of them, I should say, not majority, all of them have been fought in Mexico. And this is going to be his first time out of his country, him fighting. So he is coming to the United States. Not too far. He hasn't really hasn't got to travel too far, but he is venturing outside of his national surroundings and fighting in the United States for the first time. He's a super welterweight fighter. Looking at his record, I don't know any of his previous opponents, but he has lost one fight in his last 5, which was last May, which was a 10th round unanimous decision. So again, yeah, it isn't really much to go on really, but that's pretty much it. He is what he is. I don't know his opponents that he's fought, so I can't really say are they good opposition, etc. Or and I haven't seen any of his fights, so I don't know if he's a good fighter. But one thing I could pretty much say is that he will be a tough Mexican. Most Mexicans are tough boxers, and what we have seen in previous years is that when a few of these Mexican guys have come over to the UK and fought some of our lighter weight opponents, such as like Josh Warrington, fought Lara. I think Leah Wood fought Lara as well, and both of them obviously had tough fights and lost first time round against him. And there's been other Mexicans who have kind of put it on our fighters as well, and they've done very well when they've fought against our British opposition. So I do feel as if this could be maybe the first couple of rounds, maybe tricky for Conor Benn. Obviously, he's been out of the ring for a while. So it's for him, it's mainly just shaking off a couple of the cobwebs and getting used to being back in the ring, in the limelight, and just trying to enjoy it, because last April, so it's been, you know what I mean, it's been about nearly 18 months now since he's not fought, and If you remember rightly, his last fight was against Van Heerden, and he was then he should have then gone on to fight Chris Eubank, and it was pretty much days before that fight was to go ahead where it curtailed, and obviously Chris Eubank then come out and um, made weight, made weight, and yeah, he looked drained for it, but he made the weight because there was that big thing going on that Chris Eubank wasn't going to be able to make weight for the fight because Conor Benn drained him. He took him down to a weight that he wasn't naturally used to, and yeah, but this, as I said, it's just to get me back into it type of fight. Ideally, I would like Conor Benn to go through the full process with the British Board of Boxing and just, I mean, be a man, take his ban because they will ban him, and he probably will get maybe 2 3 years. They probably will make a big, you know what I mean, not exception, but they probably will make a big statement in regards to the whole scenario because he's kind of dodged them for a while, so they probably will give him a quite lengthy ban, maybe like a 4 year ban, just to try, you know what I mean, just to try and make something out of it. What it shouldn't be really, but as I said, he's been out of the ring for just over a year, 18 months. So if he did get that ban, will they backdate it? It'd be interesting. Or would the ban start from this point, you know, after the hearing took place? I don't know how these things kind of happen really, but I do feel that now that Conor Benn is back in the ring, we probably will see a few more fights from him this year. We probably, you know what I mean, if he gets through this fight unscathed, doesn't take too much punishment, we could probably see him fight again maybe November, December, and then maybe early next year, you know what I mean, he'd probably look for a bigger fight because there is talk about him and Chris Eubank Jr. potentially getting it on. But realistically, from my point of view, I would like Conor Benn to maybe have two fights before he kind of steps in with a Chris Eubank Jr. Obviously, Chris Eubank Jr. is coming off his best win, his best performance, especially after all the controversy that he went through after he's lost to Liam Smith the first time round. Most people, just even myself, you know what I mean, didn't think that he was gonna get through it and go out there and do what he did to Liam Smith in the second fight. So he's on the high right now, and obviously Conor Benn is just stepping back into the ring, so he needs to. Um, yeah, he needs to be match fit and he needs to have that confidence again. And I said confidence. Conor Benn is a confident guy, but he needs to have that confidence in the ring and just being under the spotlight again. Because after this fight, all the eyes are going to be on him. Do you know what I mean? But it is what it is. I like Conor Benn. I'm kind of glad that he's back. I just would have preferred it to be the proper way round rather than it being in a different country, but it is what it is, and I probably won't stay up to watch it because it's in Florida, but I will watch it. I will probably watch it, you know what I mean, maybe on catch up on the DAZN app or potentially the next day after work or something, but I will watch it. And it is kind of, as I said, it is good to see him back, and I hope that he could put on a good performance. And yeah, you guys let me know your thoughts in regards to Conor Benn being back in the ring and yeah, going out there. He's fighting against a nobody in my eyes, but a nobody with a good record. Um, he's got a lot of wins on his record. This guy as well. He's got quite a lot of KOs, so he is a lot more experienced than Conor Benn. But you could kind of say that Conor Benn has fought the better opposition because at least we know some of the names that Conor Benn's been in there with. However, unless you're Mexican and you watch a lot of Mexican boxing, these opponents that this guy's fought could be quite decent. But as I said, he will be tough. He will be a tough fighter of the night. But yeah, I will watch it. And then let's see what happens after this. As always, guys, let me know your thoughts in regards to this fight. I just thought I'd give you my thoughts in regards to the whole Conor Benn situation. As always, guys, subscribe. Bless.